Hi, I'm Miles.
And I'm Marika.
And this is I Don't Know What I'm Doing.
'Cause we don't! Miles, do you want to say it?
This episode is called I Don't Know How to Say Goodbye. Because this is the last episode of our it feels sad to say that. No, this is the last episode of our podcast.
Are you relieved?
No, now I'm sad because I said it, but...
Yeah. This, just to clarify, guys, is not a mutual decision.
Well, yeah.
But I understand why Miles wants to end it, because I'm not pulling my weight on this podcast.
Well, I'm not ending it as like I hate Marika. I'm ending it as like the podcast is a lot.
Well, it was going... Let's be real here. It's going that direction.
I was starting to resent Marika because
Yeah.
the podcast is a lot of work. And we've been doing it for a year. But it's a lot of, like, the editing probably takes me at least 4 hours a week. And scheduling guests. And then the guests cancel. But we would be, I mean, we're obviously, we want to do a goodbye episode. Because it's so many projects just end, you know? And you're like, what happened to that thing? Like, blogs or things just, like, people just stop updating them and it's over. But I'm like, people need closure, you know? They need one last time with us talking about what it meant.
Just to clarify, guys, I don't think this episode's closure, but, you know.
Okay, well, I'm being positive.
Miles wants to be positive and I'm not wanting to be
I
that.
did, like, drop this bomb on Marika when she showed up to my house. I was like, okay, well, it's over. Bye. Should we, like, look back at the first episode and think about, like, where were we then? What were our goals then? And did we achieve anything? And where are we now? Do you remember?
I know I was unemployed.
Yeah.
And we were going to France.
Yeah. And I was still 29 and I'm 31.
So.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what I remember. And I was really happy about doing the podcast because it was something productive.
Yeah, we were like in my closet. Well, the first episode we were in the living room, or the front room of my apartment with Dave.
Were, yeah.
And then the closet. And I remember I talked about how, like, we were both single.
Yeah.
We're still both single.
Yeah.
I talked about wanting to, like, learn languages, how I need to study Korean more, and I'm still not doing a good job at that.
But you're taking...
I'm still taking it. I was taking it back then.
Okay.
And I'm taking drugs. Performance-enhancing drugs. And working out, still a struggle.
Yeah, I don't really remember my goals other than getting a job. Do you
But it probably fit. You probably, I think, had fit, like, fitness goals.
Probably. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Just the eternal same goals.
Still single. Failed at dating.
Did you go on any dates since we started the podcast?
Yeah, a date with Liz.
Oh, yeah, the whole Liz saga. You guys remember that, right? Yeah, Marika was always like, I'm not gonna say her name. Actually, you know what, guys, her name's Liz, okay? And I'm like, Marika, you said that last, like, 4 episodes. You said her name.
Well, I could be dating multiple people.
Oh, okay.
Fuck you! Yeah, that's all I really remember. Of course, I was hoping that this podcast would turn us famous. Yeah, that's all I really remember.
Okay. This is what happens when our episode has no structure. We don't know where to go.
Well, what did you want out of the podcast?
Well, I don't know. I mostly, like, started it because everyone always said I should have one, or they'd be like, if you did a podcast, I would listen to it, and then that's how we got started, because I put it on Facebook, like, should I do a podcast? And everyone was like, yes! And then Marika was like, with me. And then that's literally how it started. Marika, we made a Google Doc, and Marika listed, like, all these topics in it that she, like, that could be the podcast theme. And it was like, how do I have cheekbones? And, like, how do I, like...
No, we, like, had other themes. And then you're like, I don't know how to do this. And I just took that theme and I ran with it. That's how that happened.
Yes and no. You made a lot of topics in the Google Doc for, like, over 2 days, and I, like, didn't look at it. And then I read through all of them and was like, okay, what's the bigger theme that's coming out of all Marika's ideas? And I was like, she doesn't know, or we don't know how to do any of this stuff.
Yeah.
It became like the umbrella that could hold everything.
But what did you want it to become? Like, what did you...
I'm not Well, it changed, kind of. Like, I'd always listened to Throwing Shade and stuff like that, where it was like, oh, you tune in every week and you're like, oh, I'd love to hear these two friends or these two people that really like each other, know each other. Like, I just want to hear about them and they're entertaining to me. But then when we did the James episode, I don't know, God, I was like, oh my God, are we This American Life right now? Like, can we become that by having really interesting guests on and like getting all these perspectives? And that's also something I thought was interesting because every other podcast I listened to, their guests were celebrities. Their guests were famous or they were in the entertainment industry. Oh. And I was like, our guests are normal people who don't have their shit together like we do.
Right.
I've never heard a podcast like that. And that's where I'm like, that's something unique to us, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Because it was cool. I think that was the most exciting to me were like the guest episodes, like when we had Charlotte on at Amanda's wedding and we talked about jealousy and we didn't even know her, but it was so interesting to get to know her in that format.
Yeah, like I think like what I wanted was to have a good audience, a good amount of people that were listening to our podcast just to like relate to us and just not feel alone and just be like, oh, like we help them, like in a sense, not like, oh, you helped me like accomplish something, but more like you help me to work through what I'm struggling with kind of and just, you know, be relatable because everyone doesn't, that's what this whole world is all about is like reaching out to people, being relatable, like hearing people's stories and like all those things.
Yeah, connecting to people instead of just being like alone and in your car leaving your job in the suburbs and no one wants to go to happy hour with you.
Miles, how come you don't want to talk about your almost lover on this podcast?
Well, I guess I can talk about it a little bit. So, you guys, I've gone on 3 dates now with the same man. I'm gay. It's a man.
What?
I know what. With the same man. We had a date last night, and it's just going really well. And I like him, and he likes me, and there's nothing wrong with it right now.
It's easy.
It's easy, yeah. He's really cute and just, like, has his shit together. And, like, he's, like, buying his own condo. It's a garden unit in Boys Town, but that's okay, guys. He's not buying it because he's, like, gay trash. He's buying it because, like, it had everything he wanted. And
maybe he secretly is.
No, we talked about, like, our relationship to gay Chicago shit. It's the same. He's like, yeah, I go to Sidetrack and I literally don't know how to talk to people. I try to talk to people and we just literally can't talk about anything. And I'm like, oh my God, me too. I'm like, what are you saying right now? And they're like, who's your queen? And I'm like,
but what? Why is he picking a garden unit out of the... Okay, so this is a new building. So.
Well, because the unit upstairs is $500,000 more.
Oh, okay, that's why.
It's also 800 square feet more. So I think this is just like the other ones are like size. Probably so unaffordable.
Yeah, and it's like, why do I need all this space? It's just me.
Yeah, you gotta start somewhere, you know.
I guess it's a really good investment on his part, you know, because I feel like if it's a brand new building, he could like sell it right quick.
Yeah, or rent it or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm just excited to see where that goes.
I
deserve it, you guys. Okay.
Wait.
I've been single for so long.
Who says that you don't deserve it?
That my haters, people listen to this. No, I'm kidding. People listen to this. Yeah, I'm just like. I hope
haters are listening to this. That means I don't care. They're listening.
I'm just like, wherever this goes, it's about fucking time. Okay. It's about time. I haven't been in a relationship since I was like 28, and I'm 31. So. And I've been trying.
Yeah, Miles has been trying, like actively trying.
With like,
unlike some people.
Unlike Briga.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been going on dates with like people who take selfies in front of art at the Art Institute and sing "Have a Bad Day" or whatever that song is. That's all the same person. He has my umbrella, and it's raining today.
Want to beat him. Like, this person sounds so terrible. And, like, I want to beat him.
He was, like, okay. I was just like,
no, Miles. He's not okay. No. If he's, like, no. Celebrating selfie day with, like, 1,000 selfies at an art institute? Is that
yeah, in front of the art.
Yeah.
Not with me, just him. Yeah.
Singing because you had a bad day?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You guys, I was in the trenches, okay? I was in the motherfucking trenches.
In deep.
And fuck Tinder, okay?
In deep. Hinge.
Hinge got me this guy.
Yay!
So, and if you're like not serious about dating and you just like want to just like be on there for attention, which I know some of my friends have done, like get the fuck off those apps, okay? Like, oh, go on them if you're serious about going on a date. So, Marika, please delete Hinge. I'm kidding.
No, I don't go on there for attention. I could get that anywhere.
Oh, yeah, you do get that anywhere.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, well, my love life status is, dead on arrival.
Are we going to talk about how you asked me to father your child?
Oh, yeah. So last week we went to Kuma's after recording.
Kuma's Corner is a metal-themed burger bar in Chicago.
Thanks. And they're famous because they feel like they were the first restaurant to put like an egg on a burger. Whatever. Yeah. Okay. So I have been thinking about my age and fertility and having a baby, and I should probably go to a therapist before I even do this because I haven't tried dating. Like I feel like I have, and I just don't like it, and I don't like online dating, so I'm like,
Have you gone on a date from online?
No.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm not saying that's right. Okay. So I'm not saying my logic is correct.
Okay, great.
That's why I said I need to go to a therapist, probably. But I rather right now put effort into becoming pregnant on my own and becoming a mom on my own and being a single mom. Like, this is how I'm picturing my future right now. For actually a while. Probably since I was like 27, 28. So I asked Miles to be the baby daddy, but he would only be a sperm donor. He doesn't want to be the dad because he doesn't want kids.
When she asked me, I thought she was just asking for a sperm donor, and then we had to clarify. She was like, no, we're like gonna co-parent it, like we're divorced parents. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh no.
Yeah, Miles doesn't want to be a parent.
No, I don't.
So, well...
Or co-parent with a friend. It would destroy our friendship.
How do you know that?
It would shred... Because I watched Jane the Virgin, and it destroyed Jane and Raphael's
Okay, you're comparing real life...
To the CW.
IRL to the CW, a TV show.
No,
the CW...
There's...
Not even like NBC or ABC, the CW.
Yeah, it's sexier.
Okay.
No, it would totally destroy our friendship.
Well... This is what would happen, though. We would probably go to, like, a fertility counselor just to see, like, hey, are we compatible as parents? Like, do we have the same parenting style? Like, do you want to raise a kid the same way?
And then she would be like, never do this. And I'd be like, thank you.
I was like, or yes or no, or whatever. Or, like, we could work through it if you really wanted to be a parent also.
I think to parent with someone else, you have to, like, be in a relationship and be in love with them.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
To raise a child together?
Divorced parents do it all the fucking time.
Poorly. Okay.
That because of your own experience.
But, like, a lot of the time, like...
No, I know are you saying, like, every divorced parents...
I guess fine. If they, like, got divorced when the child's, like, 1.
No.
And no, I'm saying, like... I'm trying to liken it to what our situation would be. It would be like if the parents got divorced when the child was like 1. So the entire raising of the child is as 2 people that are like separate.
Yeah, but sometimes we would do activities together as a family.
Who are your other options again?
Adam.
Which is Marika's roommate.
Which he doesn't know about yet. Like, I don't want to name people right now that don't know. Like, I'm just saying, I'm naming Adam. But then, sperm bank.
I just want to be like, let it be known that I'm not the only option, and this is definitely not happening.
It's not, because I would want, if I know the person that's donating the sperm, I want them to be in the kid's life.
Yeah.
So that's just me personally. To each their own, whatever. My mind could change. I don't fucking know. Depends how hot you are. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really need to talk to my parents about this because I would need help raising the child, and I would want to know how much they're willing to help, and also I have this fear of like moving back in with them. Oh, God. But so yeah, and then I would also probably talk to Adam because maybe I would just stay with Adam and he'll be like an uncle that we live with or something like that. I don't fucking know. Or be the father of the child. Who fucking knows?
Or start dating a great guy that you find somewhere and then you fall in love and you're like, I never thought my heart could hurt so good. And then you have a marriage, and then you have a baby and you're like, wow, this was my dream all along.
I just like when I think about love, I don't like going into something where I don't know what the future holds. And like, I guess going this baby direction is like, I have more control of like how this is going to end. Like, that's why I'm moving in that direction or want to put my energy into that rather than like these fucking stupid dating apps, you know.
Because you have to be vulnerable.
I hate.
And put yourself out on a limb.
I like being vulnerable where I know or have a good idea of what the outcome is going to be or how I can execute to what the outcome I want it to be is.
Is that vulnerability? I don't...
Yeah. Because, like, if I picked Adam to be the baby daddy, like, I would have to be vulnerable. Like, I would have to, like...
Why isn't this like a reality show? Has there ever been a reality show like this?
No.
Where you're not trying to date them and find love. You're just trying to find the baby daddy. Oh my God. Marika, pitch that. Reach out to VH1.
I think you don't need to pitch stories anymore. I think you just do it on your fucking phone.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So.
We're like our own TV channels now.
Yeah. So yeah, like, and I know like I should actually like do dating apps, but I've been like crushed so many fucking times and just it sucks. I hate it. Especially this last one. Like, just, I mean, it didn't work out because we were just two different people, but like when it was ending or like
you
over.
And Liz.
Yes. Okay. Or when it was ending / over, like I was like really like I felt like so defeated. Like I'm like I can't even do it with the same sex. Mm-hmm. Great. Awesome. You know, like thinking like, oh, this is maybe an option for me. Like this would work out better than with the opposite sex. Like, nope. The same results. Same. Cool. Great. Awesome. So...
Is it time to move on to the animal kingdom?
Ew, no. What?
Okay. I'm just trying to see
I'm not going to be a cat lady. So, yeah, like, that's where I am. We should talk about jobs, too, where we are at our jobs and where we hope to be.
Where am I at my job? Okay, so I've been in my job for, counting the internship, like... not quite a year and a half because I started it around Halloween and it's end of March.
Right.
So I'm a junior copywriter. I'm so new enough in my career to still be a junior, but too old to go to France, as we talked about.
Right.
So it's kind of a weird situation. Mm-hmm. And we're really popular right now at the agency, which is good. Mm-hmm. I think they finally like. We're not just like, oh, Marty and Miles over there. We're like, oh, Marty and Miles. Like, let's get them on this assignment.
Do you think it's because of your presentation that you did?
Oh, at the pitch? Mm-hmm. Maybe. I think it's a combination of things. We were on kind of like 3 pitches in a row.
Like, maybe that was like what tipped it over?
Well, I think it's because that was probably part of it. We were on 3 new business pitches in a row. And so we worked with people we'd never worked with before. Mm-hmm. We worked with a lot of new people. So a lot of new people got to experience Marty and I for the first time and our work. And our work ethic. So I think that was like, now there's more people that are like, because before it was a smaller group of people that were like, oh my God, Marty and Miles are great. Now more people know that. The secret's out.
Yeah. Which I'm really surprised it took that long for the secret to come out.
Well, you're kind of siloed at an ad agency. Like there's people that I've never worked with or talked to and been there for like a year, but they like sit like 20 feet away from me. Like you're kind of siloed into your own brands and your own brand teams. Oh. So... it's really the pitch that will break you out.
Where do you hope to be?
I mean, I guess the next step is just to get rid of the junior adjective and just become a copywriter. But I don't have enough experience for that right now. I need to go. Basically, my first step is I want to get more work produced and go on more productions, like go on more shoots, film stuff, because I've only done a few of that. My long-term goal, a new goal for myself, is there's these awards called the Radio Mercury Awards that you can win for outstanding radio. And I really want to win one of those at some point.
Like an ad on the radio?
Yeah, or Spotify or Pandora.
Oh, okay.
Just an audio
ad,
okay. Which I actually had to write. I was writing some radio ads this morning. Nothing that would win a Mercury Award. But basically, like, to win an award, to win any sort of award, you need an assignment that gives you the freedom to do something new. But a lot of your assignments in advertising are like, we just need to tell people to grill on 4th of July. Like, you can't really turn that into, like, something unexpected.
Yeah.
So that was, like, a new goal of mine.
So with my job, been there approaching a year. It'll be a year Tuesday.
Oh, wow. Oh,
yeah.
My
God. I'm conflicted with this job because I am really afraid I'm going to be there for like 5 fucking years, and I don't want to be.
Do it.
No. No.
Get an apartment in Naperville.
I just don't want to be there for that long. And I'm not really sure because I feel like by that point it's going to be like routine, and I'm like already got as much as I can out of that job. Like right now, like I'm learning so much, and I want to work on my professional skills more in this environment, because I think it's the best environment right now, and I feel obviously comfortable there, but still kind of uncomfortable, like, because now I'm like kind of taking more like leadership roles, with like the Megan episode talking about that, and like I like rallied my team the other day, and like it kind of like worked, which is
wait, what do you like do?
I brought in donuts, and I got the team together a little bit, had a little pep talk, and I stole some words from Big Sean. I said, we took an L, but we're going to bounce back.
What's an L?
A loss.
Oh, I was like laxative? Like it was like a drug thing?
No.
Okay.
Last night I took an L, but tonight I bounce back.
I can never understand what he's saying.
Okay. Anyways, so brought in donuts, quoted Big Sean, and yeah.
Wow.
But what I really hope for is, sound like a broken record, like to work something in like entertainment. I'm not really sure what that aspect is, to be honest. I really enjoy sales and something along those lines. But again, like feel like I haven't gotten everything that I want out of this job yet. And then with this master's degree, like, it's just not, I don't fucking know.
Marika is shaking her head.
Yeah, I just, because Miles and I were talking about, or he was talking about extracurriculars and how many I have. Because he was like, who was asking you to do something? Like, be part of a
someone's asking you to be on their, like, kickball team. I also didn't really want to play kickball. You guys,
I think you would be good at it. Better than volleyball. Volleyball.
That's actually is true. But don't you still have to catch and throw?
You do have to catch, but you're good at kicking, I feel like.
I'm good at kicking and running.
Exactly.
But not catching or throwing. Do you throw it ever? Do you put
you have to throw it.
Like in the outfield?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you like. I didn't know if you like.
It's like baseball.
I didn't know if you dropped it. You like caught it in the outfield and dropped it and kicked it. I don't know if you like.
You can. You don't have to catch on the fly. If you do, it's out.
Right.
But it's like baseball.
Right.
Same
But you
concept.
would still like.
Have to run after
it and then throw it to someone rather than kick it to someone.
That I'm not sure.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering if there's throwing involved.
But you would be good at half of the skills that you need to be.
Yeah. Where volleyball, I'm good at 0 of the skills.
0.
Volleyball, I'm good at, like, not getting sunburned and...
Having fun. Yeah, you have fun.
Yeah.
But, like, what? Okay, so I have... This is not including my 9 to 5. I have the bar job. Lagunitas coming up soon.
Yep.
School. Used to be this podcast.
R.I.P.
and the gym.
Yeah.
5 extracurricular activities. And yes, do you guys remember that term? Extracurricular activities, okay? Yeah, it's like we're coming up with our school schedule.
But extracurriculars were like built into your 8-hour...
Yeah.
Wait, 7-hour school day.
Yeah,
Wait,
well, I don't know.
Wait, fuck.
Whatever.
How long is a school day?
I don't know.
Isn't that insane? Like, you have to be in a classroom learning at 7:35 a.m. Who would create such a disgusting system? And I know as farmers, I'm looking at you farmers. I know that's why the school hours are when they are.
So now one's being eliminated.
It's true. And now I like feel bad that I'm like ending this, but like also...
Yeah, you should feel bad. Of not ending it, but kind of like the way you're ending it.
Which is like
abrupt and out of nowhere. Instead of like expressing your feelings to me.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Probably true, Miles. It is true.
I didn't want to call you up and be like, look, I'm resenting you.
Yeah,
So,
you should.
I was like, that's...
No! Like,
I don't want to.
We've been friends since kindergarten.
It's not a friendly thing to say. So.
Oh my god, it's not your mom. Okay, like this has been a pattern throughout my life with kind of like relationships of where people just like abandon stuff and they just like drop the ball and they like either I have to address it or they just tell me out of nowhere. Usually I have to address it because they just stop talking to me.
Yeah, well, oh god, millennials, it's such a thing, isn't it? Well, they're just like...
I'm a millennial, that's not my thing.
That's not my thing either, but I think a lot of people just lack the, like, respect.
No, yeah. They lack respect of the other person and they're just so fearful of their fucking own feelings. Like, I don't want to look guilty and like it's uncomfortable and confrontation and like you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
No offense, Matt.
I was supposed to go on a date with this guy like a week ago, a first date. But I had gone on 2 dates. That was the point. I'd gone on 2 dates with this guy that I just went on 3 dates with. So I was kind of starting something. And then I was supposed to go on a first date with this different guy. And I texted the first date guy. I was like, because I really didn't want to go on the first date. I was like, I just want to invest in this other guy. So I texted the first date guy and I was like, the day before, and I was like, also, he lived in Evanston, and I was like, I'm not about to start a long-distance relationship right now. I'm just not. I don't want to know. And I sent him this whole text. I was like, look, I'm gonna cancel our date because I've gone on 2 dates with another guy, and I really just want to focus on that and see where that's gonna go. But good luck out there. Happy St. Patty's Day. And he did not respond. But I was like, you gotta let him know. You know, just be mature. It's like a text.
Exactly.
It's a text. You don't have to look at anyone's eye. You don't have to make eye contact or anything.
That's what I hate. Like, when, like, I try to address, like, hey, you haven't been texting me X amount of time or as often. Like, oh, I've been busy and I'm not ignoring you. And I'm like, just cut the bullshit, okay? Yeah. I'm sorry. Like, this is what I've learned throughout my entire life, and it took me a while to learn it, was people will do what they fucking want to do. Okay? If they want to talk to you, they will. Okay? Like, and like, I would love to tell this person, like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Because you do what you want to do, and I also do what I want to do. Okay, like 1 or 2 days, yeah, I get, like, you're busy, etc., whatever. But when it's
they're
like...
not interested. But
when it goes on, like, for a fucking almost, like, a whole week, or, like, 4 or 5 days, it's just, like... Okay, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, okay, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, there's a change in pattern. Patterns are important, I guess.
Yeah, shapes, styles, micro-textures. Plaid.
Clean lines.
Yeah.
So what do you think we learned from this podcast?
Whoa. The big... we didn't even think... That's a great question. God.
Yeah, I know. I'm full of... great questions.
I mean, it definitely, like, made us better friends.
Did it?
Yeah, we talked about it early on. Like, seeing each other every week. I would only see Marika, like, once every few months before this podcast.
Yeah, now it's going to go back to that because I'll be resentful.
Okay, and you'll just be in Hanover Park and won't come to the city, probably. So, oh, because you used to come to the city, but you would go to Jamie's and you just wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, because we would just hang out in her room and eat pho.
Yeah, I just was never invited to that. I went to that like once or twice.
Okay, because you know why you weren't invited to that, right? Because Miles is a saver. Jamie and I are spenders.
Yeah.
And we don't want to feel the judgment of the constant...
I wouldn't judge you for eating pho in a bed.
Where would we get that pho? Grubhub. We wouldn't like go out and go get it and bring it back.
I would be like, ooh, that is a little expensive.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I would say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. You see? No.
Someone has to be the voice of...
Also, there's no room for you.
Wow. You know who else there wasn't room for? Mary and Joseph, okay? So...
It turned out great for them, okay?
Did it? Their son was crucified.
Not because...
And her baby...
Not because of anything.
Her baby broke her hymen. So, what's great about that?
First of all, well, I guess there were no tampons back then. Well, she did ride a camel, so that probably did it.
Oh, you're right.
Okay.
Humping that hump.
Yeah, there's no way a camel didn't break her hymen before.
Yeah, okay. Let's set the record straight on that one.
Okay. Yeah, so did you say what you learned? Oh, we became better friends?
It made us better friends, for sure. It's not really a learning thing. It's just like a relationship, emotional thing. And now I'm destroying our friendship by ending the podcast.
No,
you know what would really destroy our friendship? If I fired Breaker from the podcast and got a different co-host.
My God.
That would, like, destroy.
I would be so crushed.
Yeah. I'd be like,
Well, Miles actually talked about joining another podcast.
No, I was my coworker is thinking about starting one, but I don't know, guys. I mean, stay tuned.
I don't know.
I don't want to say stay tuned for what's next for me, but
don't listen to it. It's stupid concept.
Okay, it's not even happening, and we're not gonna put a storm cloud over a rainbow.
What? Yeah, we are. This is a storm cloud. What's the rainbow here?
Okay, what did you learn from this podcast?
That I enjoy talking about myself and hearing myself. Very self-involved. That actually I don't enjoy editing, even though I've never tried, and I thought I would attempt, but I never did. Because I used to like editing when I was in college.
Editing what?
Editing, like, my projects for, like, school and stuff.
You mean, like, papers or movies or sound?
Journalist, like, videos? I don't know.
Videos. Okay.
Start.
I'm trying to get the medium here.
Okay.
Video. Okay.
Because I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed my non-linear editing class. So I guess audio was, like, not the thing for me.
Well, thank you for never trying.
I mean, I do wish I put in more effort into the podcast, but, like, I am, like, really bummed that this is ending because I mean, granted, like, don't get me wrong, like, some weeks I'm like, oh my God, I really don't want to, like, do this today. Like, I just don't want to do this week. But, like, I thought it was, like, productive and good for me and growth in a way, even though, like, I'm still doing the same stupid habits I've always been doing.
But you have a 6-pack.
No, I don't.
Under everything else.
Under everything else, yeah, my fat, yeah, I have a 6-pack. And the reason why I'm also sad, because, like, you know, I'm in my 30s now, and there's gonna be, hopefully, great milestones that I want to make, like, getting pregnant and a new job, and I would like it for that to be recorded and, like, look back on it, and no, that's not happening.
Well, maybe if you get pregnant, we can come back and we can do a pregnancy podcast for a few months or something. But
no,
not holding my breath on when you're gonna get pregnant. So, I think I also learned that, like, I was trying to be perfect. I think that's what Megan said when I went on Megan's podcast like months ago. She was like, "Yeah, your whole thing on I don't know what I'm doing is you're dealing with this whole idea of, like, perfection and trying."
No, I even told you that.
But I didn't really think of it that way until I
I can't remember what episode. Like, Miles, you're trying to be perfect and you don't have to be.
I still, like, want to be. I still want to be. I don't know.
I want to be perfect in my own
achieve all my dreams.
sense of perfection, which is, like, be more organized and go to the gym more consistently and eat healthier and just basically be more fit and organized. That's my idea of becoming perfect. I like my personality. I like how ditzy it can be and surprising people and having setting low expectations is what I love to do. Another thing I learned on this podcast.
So that you like to control expectations?
Yeah, set low expectations. Like, not just control them, set them low.
What's wrong with setting them high and then meeting that and being like, yeah?
Because I won't meet that.
Okay.
I rarely do, because I just don't. I give up, I feel like, very easily with stuff. Majority of things, like tasks and stuff, I just like, whatever.
You know what that's called?
What?
Grit.
Oh.
Grit is like when you don't give up.
Oh, when I don't give up?
Yeah, is grit.
But I do give up.
So lack of grit.
Okay.
That was like a thing we tried to instill when I worked at the middle school. Like that was like, there's lots of trends in education, basically. Like, let's teach them about empathy this year. But we had this one year where like, let's just talk to them about grit. And like, it was a thing where people are like, I'm not good at math. And we'd always be like, you're not good at math yet. We would always try to spin it and be like, not yet. You have to keep trying. Like, yeah.
Interesting.
And that's like what separates, because that's what a lot of successful people are. They're like, I'm not the smartest person. I'm not the best.
No, but they have the consistency,
I had
tenacity.
the most grit. I had tenacity, yeah.
That reminds me of Grey's Anatomy when Burke said, like, okay, I don't know why I'm referencing that.
Please. When Sandra Oh is talking to Bork, and they're about to Bork, actually. They're about to Bork.
Sandra Oh's character is Burke's, like, fiance, actually, at one point.
She's the only person I know on that show.
Oh, Christina's, like, one of the best television characters ever. But he is, the #1 cardiologist probably in the country. And he tells her, like, I wasn't like you where I was naturally the smartest person in the room. Like, I had to work for that. I had to practice. Like, I worked really hard to be where I am. I wasn't naturally gifted. And she's like, oh, you weren't. I was.
But if someone told me that, I'd be like, fuck you, I did work hard.
No, but she, like, her character was naturally, like, smart and gifted and, like, she just liked working hard and being the best, but she could probably be very well without trying. Like, that's what he was getting at. Like, you could be great without even trying, and I had to work so hard to even become great. And she's like, yeah, you're right, you did. And, like, I don't.
Do we have any, what if we have questions?
We don't.
But, like, what if we have to answer them now? Like, we can't just leave an unanswered question. Let's just see. That's kind of what I was hoping for those podcasts, too, was that we would end up having, like, a lot of engagement and it would become, like, a bigger part of the show.
Yeah, we was really hoping for that, but no.
So, we have a question.
No, we don't.
Wow, guys. Okay, so we're going to end our successes of the week one last final time before we sign off forever. Yeah, I guess my success this week is I had a really good date yesterday. Like, we went out, it was the third day with this guy, and we had Mexican food. Then we went to this bar called Crown Liquors, and we actually ran into 2 of my coworkers randomly. And Crown Liquors is like a tap room, so there's like a bar, and there's a part where you can like actually buy alcohol from like refrigerators. It's like I don't know if every city has this concept, but Chicago does. There's like a bar part, and there's a part where you can buy alcohol. So we were in the buying alcohol part, which is more like well lit and has board games. And we just like, we're doing Jaeger shots, which I'd never done before.
Which is really surprising. And I honestly feel a certain type of way
you feel responsible?
I feel a certain type of way that didn't introduce you to Jaeger in the first place when I should have remembered that you like black licorice.
Yeah.
And that's what Jaeger is, basically. And I just feel like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, it bothers me that I did not do that.
Because it was good and so drinkable. I was like, this is dangerous. I don't even need a chaser. Whoa.
No, because you love black licorice.
Well, it also didn't really have a lot of burn. It didn't really have a little...
Well, no, because it's a liqueur. It's not like... Yeah.
Oh. Interesting. Yeah, we played this game called Outburst, which is from 1986, and it's kind of like Taboo, but you just like yell stuff out to fit a category. My favorite one was the other team were like, okay, you have a minute, name as many root vegetables or root plants as you can.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, this is like, I'm drawing on, how do we have this farmer knowledge?
Fennel, beets, rutabagas, potatoes, sweet potatoes, radishes,
turnips, parsnips, rhubarb, like watermelon maybe? No.
No,
it just grows on the ground. Yeah. Garlic, I think. We got most of
onions.
Them. We got, well, I don't think we got turnips, and we did not
green onions.
We said that too. We did not get rutabaga. So it's just like a silly game, and I was like, it was just fun because it's like, it's nice when you go on dates, it's just you and them. So it's nice to be like, oh, this is what we're like in a group setting now, you know? And, you know, then he came over and whatever. I'm not going to get into that because it's PG-13. But yeah, I'm going to count that as a success because it's like about damn time that I'm actually going on a date with somebody I like. It's been way too many years. And yeah, yes.
Good for fucking you.
Thank you. I tried and the effort paid off.
Okay. My success, I guess, is going to rallying my team, I guess, for this rivalry thing that we're doing, because we're very behind the other teams in our region with application, with volume and stuff. I feel like I am starting to pull my weight on my new team, because I used to be on a different team, Warriors, and now I'm a Royal, so I feel like I'm pulling my weight now. Before, I was just getting used to everything, but my friends are like, Maria, like, you're just switched teams, like, you're new. I'm like, been here almost a year. No, I'm not. I should be, like, getting it together. Does it matter where I'm sitting and with who? Like,
it's the same job, right? You're just switched teams.
Exactly. Okay. It's the same job. I don't know why. They're like, you should give yourself some slack. I'm like, no. But now I feel like I'm bringing something to the team. So, yeah, that's...
Sex appeal?
Always.
Okay.
Always. Yeah, that's me. That's our last success of the fucking week.
Yup. That's it, guys. So, we don't have to plug anything because it doesn't matter if you email us anymore. I'm not sure what's going to happen to our Instagram.
Just going to be there forever.
Guys, thank you so much for staying with us, especially if you were listening from the beginning. Like, oh my God, you heard a lot of our lives.
Also, our one fan from Wales.
Also, yes.
You're hot.
Yeah, thank you, Wales. Also save the whales, seriously.
Yeah.
Bye, forever. Oh no, it's sad. Bye. You're not gonna say bye?
No.
Rika doesn't want to.
I'm not saying it.
Bye. And now I like feel bad that I'm like ending this, but like also...
Yeah, you should feel bad.